Hello students, good morning. Welcome to the lecture number 8 of hereditary and evolution. In previous lecture, we have dealt with three evidences of your evolution. Today in this lecture, I'll be dealing with the remaining evidences, that is your paleontological evidence, connecting link and embryological evidence. So go through the lecture, let me know if any doubts are there. Let's begin with the lecture. Okay. So students, before starting and showing you all notes, one question that I like to tell you all is, there is often a question like the point when we have started evolution, हम लोगों के दिमाग में ये question है कि who came the first? Okay, evolution का मतलब ही ये है कि we need to know that what are the organisms, how are the pattern, कौन पहले आया, like plants were the first, animals were the first. So all of these questions are there. Even we have a question such as dinosaurs थे क्या? So the answer to this question is hidden in the earth. How will we find out? So one of the answer or one of the clue for this thing is your paleontological evidence. So I'll let you all know that how we have to relate. Please focus it carefully. Okay, so I'm showing you all certain things. Okay, so very first is paleontological evidence. As I told you all, what is the question? Which organism existed millions of years ago? Who was the first? Who was existing? Now the secret, that is the answer of this question, is hidden in the earth. What does it means is, basically whenever any particular organism, say it be plant, animal, any microorganism, humans, all of them, large number of such organisms get buried once they are died. Due to like the death, like we can say it as they are getting buried because they died, and the reason for the death can be anything such as flood, earthquake, volcano, or say natural death, etc. So basically this all the different organisms are buried inside this earth, and hence it is said that the secret is hidden in the earth. So such buried materials is nothing but your fossils. What does it means is remnants and impression. Remnants matlab remains, and their impressions, that is their presence, that of the dead organism is known as, we can say it as, it is present under your ground, inside your earth. Listen to it carefully students. Fossils are nothing but, they are defined as the remnants and the impressions of the dead organisms which are remained preserved, that is they are present under the ground. Such remnants are known as fossils. Okay, now there is a method by which we can basically identify that what is the age of the human fossil. For example, supposedly I am digging up something in the soil and over there I got some kind of skeleton. So at that period of time, the question arises that how old is a skeleton? But just by seeing, we cannot know that how old that skeleton is. So for this purpose, there is a method which is known as carbon dating. This carbon dating method is developed by Willard Libby. The carbon dating method is developed by Willard Libby. What he says is a living organism. Focus it very well, students. See, focus it very well. Living organisms, I have made two parts. When they are alive, what is happening? When they are dead, what is happening? So focus it very well. A living organism, when he or she is alive, when that particular organism is alive, at that period of time, what it does is carbon consumption takes place. Carbon consumption matlab kya? Ki they keep on eating, they keep on consuming carbon in various forms, such as carbohydrate, or say fats, anything. So in this way, this carbon consumption occurs, and because of that, the decay process do not occur. See cross over here. Means what? When a particular living organism is alive, carbon consumption is on, carbon decay process is off. Uska exact opposite, when a living organism dies, that is after the death, no carbon consumption occurs and decay process occurs. Like decay process takes place, it is on, carbon consumption is off. Over here, carbon consumption on, decay process off. यहाँ पे carbon consumption off, decay process on. So now because of that, what happens is there are two types of carbon. One is a natural carbon, that is C12, and one is the radioactive, that is C14. So what happens is the ratio of carbon 14 to carbon 12, ये दो टाइप के कार्बन का रेशियो अलाइव ऑर्गेनिज्म में कांस्टेंट रहता है. Understanding? But in case of dead people, this ratio keep on changing. Basically, by knowing the ratio of this carbon 14 to carbon 12, we can actually understand or determine the age of the human fossil. I repeat, students, in carbon dating, by actually determining the change in the ratio of carbon 14 to carbon 12, एज ऑफ द ह्यूमन फॉसिल कैन बी डिटरमाइंड. अगर एक बार मुझे पता चल गया कि जो फॉसिल या जो स्केलेटन मुझे मिला है उसका एज क्या है इस रेशियो से, सो डेफिनेटली आई विल बी एबल टू अंडरस्टैंड हाउ ओल्ड द फॉसिल इज एंड डिफरेंट इंफॉर्मेशन कैन बी gathered. So such techniques of carbon dating is used in paleontology as well as anthropology, and basically it helps to determine the connection between various evolutions or various evidences. Okay, students, this is the pictures of different fossils, the dead bodies, the dead remains. Okay, and the way I was explaining you all, what does it means is basically what I told you all, any particular organism when dies, at that point of time it gets buried inside the soil. So in this way we'll be having this different layers. Supposedly consider it as layer number 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So obviously जो layer सबसे नीचे है वो organism सबसे पहले आया, followed by that the second, followed by that the third, fourth and fifth. So over here they have given us a particular way or pattern. सबसे पहले कौन है? Invertebrates, उसके बाद there is amphibians, amphibians के बाद reptiles and reptiles के बाद aves and mammals. So in this pattern we have developed. So basically the conclusion is, I'll tell you in the paper. So basically the conclusion is vertebrates have came from the invertebrates. As we have seen in the picture, there are these vertebrates at the top and invertebrates at the bottom. So vertebrates are developed from the invertebrates. So this is one of the major evidence of your evolution. Okay. Now then we'll be dealing with is your connecting links. Now what is the meaning of connecting link? First of all, you see this picture, there are these three organisms. If you'll see, first of all there is duck-billed platypus, then there is lungfish and then there is peripatus. Okay, so what we will do is we will compare these pictures and as well as identify their characteristics. So come over here students, see, connecting link is basically what? There are certain plants and animals. There are some plants and animals who has morphological characters, some morphological characters similar to two groups. Always remember, like what happens is we have two group of friends, like we can say it as there is one group of school, one group of your society say. So there are certain friends जो हमारे दोनों group में common होते हैं. Understood? So हम लोग उनको क्या बोलते हैं? Connecting link. Similarly, यहाँ पर जब कोई organism दो अलग अलग ग्रुप के कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स लाइक रखता है, दैट इज दे हैव सम मॉर्फोलॉजिकल कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स ऑफ वन ग्रुप एज वेल एज सम मॉर्फोलॉजिकल कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स ऑफ द अनदर ग्रुप, ऐसे ऑर्गेनिजम्स, ऐसे प्लांट्स या एनिमल्स को हम लोग कनेक्टिंग लिंक बोलते हैं. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, वेरी फर्स्ट इज पेरीपैटिस. आई विल शो यू ऑल द पिक्चर ऑफ पेरीपैटिस. सी, दिस वन इज अ पेरीपैटिस. ठीक है, अभी इसकी बॉडी पे देखो, there are certain segmented bodies. इसके बाद ये जो extensions है इसको हम लोग parapodia बोलते हैं. Now come here, I'll explain you all how it is a connecting link. Peripatus is known as a connecting link between Annelida and Arthropoda. Annelida ये group number 1 है, Arthropoda ये group number 2 है. ऐसे दो groups के कुछ characteristics Peripatus में है. Peripatus के अंदर Annelida जैसा segmented body, thin cuticule and parapodia like organs है, whereas it has a tracheal respiration and open circulatory system as Arthropoda. So basically a peripatus is having some characteristics of group 1 and some characteristics of group 2. Hence it is known as a connecting link between Annelida and Arthropoda. Another example is duck-billed platypus. Now this duck-billed platypus is again a connecting link between reptiles and mammals. उनके पास reptiles जैसा egg laying capacity होता है, whereas they have presence of mammary glands and hairs on their body like mammals. So hence they are considered as a connecting link between reptiles and mammals. So in this way, this is your connecting links, examples and evidences. So I hope I've made you all clear with respect to peripatus and duck-billed platypus. Exam में भी जब ये answer लिखना है as a short note, you will explain what is connecting link, 2 points of connecting link. Followed by that, these 2 examples with all these pointers in detail you all will write. Understood? Next is like the last evidence, it is embryological evidence. Now before explaining this part, I'll show you all one diagram. Okay, now look at this diagram very carefully, students. See, what is this particularly part? You always remember what is the meaning of embryo first of all. What is embryo is, there is a male gamete that is a sperm and a female gamete that is your ovum. Both of them will fuse to form zygote, and zygote ke baad there will be embryo development, that is a baby development. Understood? So first of all, there are 3 trimesters of pregnancy, that is the 3 months first trimester, 3 months second trimester, 3 months third trimester. ऐसे 3 month के 3 parts होते हैं, 3 developmental stages. Now if you will see, this is a baby of fish, salamander, tortoise, chicken, pig, cow, rabbit and man. Now this is developmental stage number 3, developmental stage number 2 and developmental stage number 1. So अगर तुम लोग ध्यान से देखोगे तो this initial stage, almost all the organisms are almost same. सारे अलग अलग organisms के जो बच्चे हैं in the initial developmental stage, they all are having same characteristics, same look, same morphology. But as they are developing ahead, they are getting changed. So what particularly this evidence tries to say is, in initial times, there is a comparative study which can be done wherein the initial stage of embryonic development is same for all the organisms, suggesting that they have a common ancestors. Okay. So here is the statement, students. Embryological evidence is basically comparative study of the embryological development or embryonic development, which studies the stages of various vertebrates, and it indicates that during the initial stage, embryological development is almost same, which indicates they have a common ancestor. So students, in today's lecture, we have dealt with all the remaining evidences. We are done with all the evidences. We have left with 2 more parts, 3 important parts in this chapter. We'll be dealing with it ahead. So if any doubt you all are having, let me know. Complete your assignments, give your test very carefully. All the best. Thank you so much for listening me out.